Hello, hello. This is Johnny Cycles of CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky, trying out some Mono Greenish Landfall. Um, I'm splashing black for Iridescent Vine Lasher, which does a Blood Artist effect. Well, not quite. Drains our opponent. Deals 1 damage to our opponent for each land we play. Seeing if that improves the deck any, or if it just is too waters it down too much. But that also allows us to play some pretty cool sideboard answers to our opponent's strategies. So far, I've not had a lot of luck with. Alright, well, that is a land. It looks like we're playing against a Charbelcher deck, so we kind of just want to race as fast as possible. Um, but I think we're going to do just the 1 damage here. Will we be fast enough? The treasure token makes me think no. So we can play the Hydra next turn with our fetch lands uncracked. Follow that up with a Traveling Chocobo, crack our fetches, and hopefully that will be enough to win with the Hydra. Will it be enough? Will it be fast enough against what looks to be Charbelcher? I don't know what other decks play Shatter Skull, the Hammer Pass. Although there are plenty of people who play Jank. I mean, if we have to crack our fetches to keep the Mossborn Hydra alive, I'll be sad, but it is something we could do after we untap. 2 cards enter the exile zone. March of Reckless Joy. So they're digging for lands, is what it looks like, if I had to guess. So this is definitely Charbelcher. And they're 1 turn away from getting there. With that treasure token. Alright, this is going to be it. Do they have it or do they not? Because this Hydra is going to be gigantic next turn and totally and very much lethal once we... Well, never mind. We can't... We have to crack the fetches to cast the Traveling Chocobo, so never mind. However, between the two, this will become a 4. This will be 2, 4, it's 8. So yeah, we'll need to find a fetch line off the top with the Traveling Chocobo. Okay, Ruby Medallion. Is this a... They're about to storm off on us. That is one thing that having black in our deck does, is it gives us access to Fatal Push. And we have some in the sideboard to help against a Storm style deck. As it appears this one is, although I really thought it was Charbelcher. 2 manas. I love Bitter Union. Digging for more answers, or more part pieces to their combo. Yep. Not your typical Storm is what it looks like. That's something. So many bitter reunions. Oh, what are they looking for? They did not find it. Alright, well if we play Chocobo, we just get single land drops out of that. So I think we're just going to hope to find a fetch land off the top here. That's not enough, I don't think. Opponent, man, drew a ton of cards. Fetch land off the top would have been enough, but not the way it is. So they scoop it up anyway. We probably, I wonder if we could have just won without the Chocobo. It was a 1-1 though. So 1 land, 2, and then 4. Yeah, I don't think we would have gotten there without the Chocobo. Alright, so opponent is doing some kind of storm action. Which makes me wonder, I just don't know what it would be. Maybe we bring in Force of Vigors to try to... I didn't see a single creature. You gotta figure they were playing that Rowl though, right? Could bring in ley lines to shut down the graveyard, but it didn't look like it was a graveyard strategy. Bring in some Assassin's Trophies because it seems to be like, I mean, it's a catch-all, right, to what our opponent's trying to do. If they have Rowl, we can kill it. If they have Jar Belcher Artifact, we can kill it. So opponent really going for it and then ran out of steam. So alright, well, Springheart and Tuco. Plus a Force of Vigor. So we have a little bit of protection against something, right? And then this will theoretically grow us a big board. In conjunction with Chocobo, it could grow us a big board. Do we want to use one of our fetch lands to Surveil, now that we play a Surveil land in our sideboard, or in our main deck? I think the answer is no. I think we run out Springheart and then follow it up with Bristly Bill. Oh, there's another Bristly Bill. Maybe we just play Bristly Bill then. Whatever kill spells they can play at instant speed, so if we wait to make a land drop, they can still kill it. Ruby Medallion. I don't think we actually care about the Bitter Reunion, to be honest. Just take it out. 2 for 1 us, but the Bitter Reunion does give things haste. It's just I don't think that's what our opponent's interested in doing. And if they are, joke's on us, I guess. Hopefully this will slow them down. It does leave us open to the Charbelcher win if they do end up, that's their route to victory. Maybe this is like a hybrid Storm Charbelcher deck. Nope. So we can hit for 4 and hit for 5 and get another insect token. I think we can probably leave the Saja's Chocobo on the bottom. Or in our hand for now and not worry about it. Mossborn Hydra. That is a really good draw for us. It's not an answer to what our opponent's trying to do, I don't think, so we're still going to keep it. We're still keeping it. And attacking for 5. Alright, do we survive a turn? If we survive a turn, I think this Traveling Chocobo in conjunction with Bristly Bill could be lethal. There's a ruby medallion, number 2. I have one in the graveyard too. Alright, they're going off. What can they do? Let's just F6 and watch it. Hopefully it'll be fast, whatever it is. Ice Crag. You can cast only one more spell this turn. Ooh, nice. That's what they're doing. And they have the mana to give it haste. Man, I can't believe I was wrong. Joke is on me. The joke is on me. Alright, so Storm. Storming into dragons. That was so cool. Alright, I don't know what to do. So we know what our opponent's up to. Make a lot of mana. I think we want to be faster, so do we just... We were gonna die anyway, even without the haste. Fatal Push does answer things, those tokens. Alright, taking out the Assassin's Trophies, bringing in... Maybe they're just back to the collected companies. I think that might be a little too slow though. I don't know. Alright. Bring it back in a collected company. Take out Delighted Halfling. Take out Asaja's Chocobo. Alright. It's 3 collected companies. Keep the Delighted Halfling in then. Alright, can we be fast enough? Hardened Scales into Typha without fetch lands. Double Hardened Scales though. We'll try it. A lot of targets for these Field of Ruins, and I'm pretty sure our opponent doesn't have any basics. Also, Typha and Hardened Scales don't really combo off together. Hopefully these Field of Ruins will slow our opponent down enough that we can another Typha. Alright, well, we're setting up. We need a little bit of luck. We need a Bristly Bill off the top if we're going to have a chance. But if we don't find a Bristly Bill and our opponent doesn't untap with one of their and just go off on turn 2, which would be pretty crazy. If they're casting their artifact, they might be going off already. At least they'll have to wait till next turn, I think. Metamorphose, or maybe not. I think we can just strike it rich. That's going to help them in the future. We could use a Bristly Bill here. Would be really good. Another Field of Ruin. we can go get a forest and cast another Hardened Scales. They do have a basic. Oh, sweet art too. Alright, well, I mean, this is what we got. Our opponent, we know what they're doing. Can we be fast enough? We're not in a position. We need more help. We need a Bristly Bill or something, or a Chocobo off the top. Now what are they going to play? Are they going? Looks like they're going for it. He says, he or she says, I'm an idiot. I should tell them, well, I was really expecting these Hardened Scales to combo with Tifa a bit more, and I've played this deck so many times. Ah, another Tifa. Alright, well, our opponent just cast Pyretic Ritual and didn't have the math, apparently, so I'm sorry. At least we're going to hit you for a 4 again. We've drawn 3 Field of... We've had... This is the weirdest hand. 3 Field of Ruins, 3 Typhus, 2 Hardened Scales. Alright, our opponent said they're an idiot. They messed up somehow, but is this how? Now they can sack and get the Belcher, but they need a mana to activate it. They're up to 4. Or maybe they just clicked... I don't know what they clicked. There it is. So now we're dead. I think. They do have basics, though, apparently. But they couldn't fetch one up. They only had 1. And we're dead. Alright, well, Sir Puncelot, that was fun. I really liked your deck. And thanks for the games. We did not get lucky. For CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch you on another one.